Nick, you fought in big fights in Strikeforce, but a lot less media and a lot less obligations leading up to fight week. Do you enjoy that a little more, just sort of flying under the radar until the fight actually happens?
I didn't know I was flying. Nobody comes to see me, or people always tell me I'm avoiding press, or this is fine, or this, it's fine. I don't have a problem with this. This is nobody's coming and trying to get a. Sometimes people try to call and get me an interview on a phone or something. That's really random too, though. I don't get much of anything like that. So it's not me avoiding. I'm not trying to fly under the radar. I don't mind coming out and promoting my team, talking about my team, talking about my brother, and talk about how great everybody is and how good everybody's doing. Jake Shields and Gilbert Melendez and Daniel Roberts. These guys are, they mean the world to me. And if I can come out and talk about how much excellent fighters they are and how good a training we get together. And just all this stuff, and how we have the best camp and the best technique and the best jiu-jitsu. I want to come out and I want to say that. I want to do that. So, it's hard when people are always telling me I'm trying to fly under the radar and avoid the press. It's not like I have people knocking on my door or anything like that for interviews.
Just to be clear, I wasn't saying you were trying to fly under. I was saying those events didn't get as much attention, so you didn't have to deal with that stuff. I wasn't saying you were avoiding. The Strikeforce events weren't as big as the UFC events. You didn't see things like this leading up to Strikeforce events. That's what I meant.
I don't really know what you mean. So
it's fine. It's a stupid question. Just trying to break the ice.
Well, I will say this, Nick. I think some people thought you didn't like to do this kind of thing, and maybe that's why you didn't get asked as much.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're interested, really. I don't think. Well, it's not that they're interested. It's not that they're not interested. I'm not running around, waiting to do some extra credit work. I train hard in the gym, and nobody wants to come out to Stockton, California. It's not a bad place, really. Half of it's kind of on the harsh side, and I try to stick to my side, and then.
I was here for your fight with Frank.
Yeah, it's nice. So it's not too bad over there, and that's kind of it's downtown there where the fight was. But you know what I mean? It's nobody really. There's not much going on out there, so people don't really want to come out there. I like it because that's where I grew up, and then it's an hour from everything. I can drive to Sacramento, and I can get up into the mountains, real convenient, and then I can get to San Francisco and train with Shields and Gilbert and everybody. And I don't mind the hour drive after I've been doing it all this time. It's kind of like time to relax and think about everything. And so yeah, I'm an hour from everything, and people call me to train and coordinate training, and I go. I get it, hop on the wagon and take whoever's going with me, and we go.
Nick, do you believe in things like fate and things like that? Because if you were supposed to fight GSP, he got injured, you would have been left without an opponent. And all this happens, now you're fighting BJ in the main event. It's kind of funny the way things turn out. Do you think about that stuff?
No, I don't really, I base all my faith in technique and mixed martial arts, in the training. I don't get all, all like, you see people get all, and they do the whole thing, and I'm like, you probably wouldn't have to act like that or fake like that or whatever if you did what you're supposed to do. So, yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
How important is your brother to the support system, getting through all the media and stuff?
My brother's the most important thing to me. Probably more important, more important than anything. A lot of the time, it's why I have to push forward and do so good, because I can't, there'd been a lot less pressure on me if I didn't have a younger brother, and I'm happy I do. I'm happy I do have a younger brother. I have a great younger brother and training partner, and I'm really grateful and thankful for that.
Nick, have you noticed how much more popular you've gotten over the past few months? Like last week on Twitter, you were one of the top 10 trending topics. I don't know if you even know what that means, but it means that you were being discussed, you along with 9 other topics, more so than anyone in the United States, which is a huge deal. Have you noticed that things have changed for you in terms of your popularity in the last few months?
No, that's why I live in Stockton. Like I was saying, that's kind of that's kind of some of the perks about living in Stockton. Nobody, even if people do know who you are, they're not going to say anything. They're going to act, like, oh, well, I don't care who he is. So, it's good for me. It keeps me, training right and not all, I don't really get into the whole everybody paying attention to you thing because most of the time I don't get recognized when I'm in town.
You kind of touched on this before, saying that not too many people are coming to you looking for interviews, but do you think that you're misunderstood or misrepresented at all as a fighter?
Yeah, sure, misrepresented, yeah, I'm the only one doing, racing triathlon, making times, and improving times and improving fitness levels significantly, and no one's paying attention to it. They always want to see somebody hit a tire with a hammer over. I get hit a tire with a hammer over and over again. No one's going to know how hard I'm working, or it's not, it's hard to, sometimes I feel like it's a lot of wasted energy that could be put towards something that you're going to excel in, and then once you excel in, you're going to get better at hitting the tire, and then a couple years down the road, you're the best tire swing hitter and sled dragger. So I think a little bit of that stuff's good, but too much of it can be a waste of time. You have a lot of coaches that want to be the coach and they want to tell you what's good because they've been in fitness for so long. But sometimes it's best to listen to yourself if you're the mixed martial artist and they're putting you on the top. And this sport hasn't been around forever, so there's only so many people that you can trust and listen to. And a lot of the time, for most people, definitely for George's sake, it's gonna have to listen to himself. And,
what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I've been around a lot of coaches and fighters, like Valery Ignatov was one of my trainers. He's a sambo champion, and he's from Bulgaria, and he's been one of my coaches on the side, my sambo coach since I was 16 years old. And this has a lot to do with why I'm a lot different with submission and grappling than a lot of other jiu-jitsu guys. And so I've been taught both sides of things, and I've had good coaches, Steve Heath, and just people who have been in this for a long time. Started out with Gil Castillo. George came from Canada, and I don't feel like there was a lot of fighters that were coming out of Canada back then that were doing anything. And so I feel like I come from more of a martial arts background, and have a lot more people that were into mixed martial arts that I was studying with when I got into the sport.
Is that the fight that fuels you? In other words, is that what drives you to keep going to get that fight? Because you've been talking about fighting him for a long time.
If you fight for the title, you make a lot of money. And if you win the title, you make a lot of money just holding that thing. It's like people are throwing money at you everywhere you go. I don't have that. I can't stop fighting right now. If I wanted to, I need to make some money. And I don't spend a lot of money. I spend money on training, But I gotta work hard and get paid, just like everybody goes to work, every day. And it's hard times. Nobody likes their. People are like, "Oh, you love sparring." It's a job.
So there's nothing fun about it for you?
It's fun being. I train. I work with my team, and I have a great time with them. And I have a lot of fun. But at the same time, when it really comes down to it, I could be doing the same thing and not doing it for money. The money takes the fun out of it, It's fun. I love jiu-jitsu. I love boxing. I love practicing and training. And but fighting for money, against people, it's not my favorite.
Was the resistance because it was BJ and because you know him, or?
Yeah, I don't fight my friends and I don't fight people I know, and that's just kind of a rule I have. I don't care about the money, and he signed to fight first. And that's all. I would never sign to fight first. I don't care how much money you put in front of me. I don't care if you put millions and millions of dollars. You say whatever you want. You can't do it, man. You know what I mean? If he signs two or signs first, then yeah. But it's just a rule of mine.
Did you guys have a conversation about that then? You and BJ?
No, he sent me a message, said, sorry about the position you're in. You really got and I just, that's that,
Do you understand in some way why the UFC made that decision, or do you still not get it? Or do you think it was unfair?
No, they do what they like. I mean, I suppose. I don't know. You know, I'm grateful to have a job and to be getting paid, especially for this fight. It's what it is.
Nick, there are a lot of people who have been anxiously waiting for this week because this is the first time that they're going to get a chance to see and hear from you. And throughout the whole craziness of a couple months ago, there were a lot of your fans who were backing you up very strongly and said that the UFC wronged you. Is there anything that you'd like to say to those people who have stood by you?
Yeah, thank you for standing by me, and I'm going to go out and do my best I can. Don't hate BJ Penn. It's just this isn't like a normal fight for me. It's just more of a sporting competition this time around. So I don't hope nobody's too disappointed if it doesn't go the same as it always does.